I just want to say that I'm glad Iran is making the Zionists like Netanyahu pay for the genocide they committed in Palestine. They killed children, elderly people, and women, whether...
How are they making them pay?
How are they making them pay without in the same way with the same coin? First of all,
there is no genocide.
But whatever, how is he making them pay? Iran, what has Israel done to him?
What has Iran done to him?
Israel was attacking the military sites. The key to that is more decent. In war, on the other hand, the attacks are genocidal, and they're going to pay for it here. Wherever?
Never. It is the one that has a message of hatred and genocide against Jews in its founding charter. And that's everywhere.
Everyone saw the genocide. Everyone saw the genocide in Palestine.
No.
It's not justified from any point of view, with empty words like the ones this girl says. The world saw on television, on social media, everywhere, how they destroyed football, the youths, the children's, how they killed the parents of those kids.
How?
They killed people.
On social media?
It doesn't matter what I say, honestly.
The truth will come down on you.
Just like Iran's missiles are falling.
That's how the truth will fall. So keep lying, keep...
lying. Let's see.
I have a question. Yes or no?
No.
Free Palestine is that this stage is here. This scene is very funny.
Free from Hamas.
What's your name, man? What's your name?
What's your name, Juan?
Where are you from?
Juan. From Argentina?
Juan from Argentina. Are you Muslim?
No, I'm Catholic, Apostolic, Roman.
Alright, we have Juan, a Catholic from Argentina, who is saying that Israel is bad. And in the same conversation, we have a Muslim woman, Shia, which is the religion of Iran, who herself says that the Iranian government is doing wrong, that Hamas are the bad guys. The scene is so funny. The people who have a deeper knowledge of the details
and live it in their day-to-day life. Because she is a Shia Muslim,
she knows I'm an Ayatollah, is familiar with these schools, and understands the conflict.
She despises that. You?
Who are the Catholic in Argentina?
The ignorant one who doesn't even know that. Juan, tell me, what's the definition?
Juan,
wait.
Can you be a little patient? Tell me the definition of genocide. What is genocide?
What is genocide? Brutal murder of children, elderly people, young people who have absolutely no way to defend themselves? That's not genocide, Juan. That's not its definition.
That's not the definition of genocide.
You're using words you don't know the meaning of. The definition doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they actually did. The definition doesn't matter. So if I go...
And then if I go and kill a mosquito, it's a genocide of mosquitoes.
What do you mean the definition doesn't matter, Juan? Use your brain a little and tell me, what's the definition of genocide? Are you using words you don't know? Hello, they're crying because they're facing real power. Hello, they're crying because they're facing a great Juan.
Let's see.
Juan, say hello. They're crying, running, and getting into the buffaloes. Juan, a question. Keep running.
A question, Syria?
Juan, stop. Wait, hold on.
Hold back your tears for a second and listen. Talk like you're an adult. Listen a little. I'm trying to listen to your point of view. I realize that you don't have the slightest idea what you're talking about. I want to ask you, tell me patiently, without crying, what is it? Tell me. In Syria, for example, where 500,000 people have been massacred, that's a genocide committed by Syria. Juan, come back to reality. He looked for a dictionary to find out what it is.
Are you trying to justify the killing of Palestinian children? Juan, tell me that Syria killed 500,000 people? That's a genocide, Juan. But you can have a conversation as if you had a bit of intellect. What do you want to hide? What do you want to hide? Why do you want to hide? No, I'm explaining to you because there is no genocide.
I'm telling you there's no genocide, so what you're saying doesn't make sense.
Are you a Zionist?
Yes, I'm a Zionist. This is Israel's flag.
My beloved country, I am a Zionist.
But my question to you is very simple, but you don't even have the ability to answer such a simple question.
Are they murderers?
Can you answer such a basic question?
Juan, murderers?
Juan, aside.
You use words you don't understand. What do you want me to say?
Syria killing 500,000 Syrians is genocide.
Murderers. Do you understand what you're saying about murderers?
Juan,
Well, please, how old are you, Juan? Juan, how old are you? You are criminals. You bomb shelters. You bomb shelters. Shelters for innocent people. You're going to kill people there. Bunch of cowards. Now you're freaking out because Iran is bombing everything. Juan,
how old are you?
yes, by paying for it.
What happens with that in his world, in his mind?
I'm 15.
15. Well, you're a kid.
I'm 15 years old.
Okay, Juan, at your 15 years of age, if Syria kills, if the Syrian government in its war has killed 500,000 people, that's a genocide. Is he in shock?
You justify, those who justify what they're doing, you won't be able to achieve it. Honestly, no, Juan.
You don't have the right to punish?
The truth is you're just a little boy. Even though I'm 15 years old, they're still punishing me. I'm 15 years old.
I already had more abilities than you do.
But I don't judge you. Not with bronze, not with lead. No shield will protect them. They'll live in fear whenever they hear a siren. Will they wet themselves?
Are they going to freak out, or will you talk? Otherwise, they'll be traumatized.
Are they going to live because of murderers? And you, woman, you're really a Zionist? You're really a Zionist? You benefit from your social networks and you're a Zionist? You're acting to call the people of Iran. Do you understand? And you're going to check the page. You'll see that it's not Zionist and that you're a Zionist.
Don't be a Zionist, you.
All you do is throw ad hominem fallacies.
Zionism is the ugly crap of the people who follow it.
Well, anyway.
To live in a country, why do you want to deny other people the right to have a country, a fixed territory? Why do you want to do that? That's an oppressor's mindset. That means you're an oppressor.
You, a Zionist from Yalita who pretends to be Muslim, but you're not Muslim at all?
It doesn't matter, no.
Yes, I know what I am. I know what I am. She just gave us a whole lesson about Shia Islam. She quoted hadiths to us. She explains
to us.
I explained the Shia Islam branches and now you claim she doesn't? Someone has to say it to their face, bunch of jerks. Everyone needs to hear it said to their face. Now cry about Iran. Is she going to eat it in a hot dog? All right, Juan, thanks for participating. Juan is going to eat it. They're going to devour it. We get it already.
You made a fool of yourself. You had your chance to justify your cause.
You embarrassed yourself in front of hundreds and thousands more will see this video. So that everyone present can see which side, what level those who are against Israel are on. You guys are jerks. You guys are Zionists, as if that were you are this, you are that, murderers, Zionists, suicides, bastards.
Well, Juan.
Juan, you had your chance. You made a fool of yourself, dismembering children. That's your level. Congratulations, murderer. No.
It's nothing. That's not happening. That's happening in your little 15-year-old mind. That's not happening. Are you imagining non-existent scenarios?
In any case, Juan.
Greetings?
Well, the door is open for you since you made a fool of yourself and didn't really explain anything. Evil is only in your head. Your head is full of evil and lies. Well, Juan, and maybe this woman's situation is about going to... No, even more. Look.
Dad isn't anyone's authority either. He's not God's representative on earth. End of story?
Well, for the audience, really see the difference. Noor, a Muslim woman Shia who just quoted us, gave us a whole lesson on how Shia Islam is structured, etc. And she has her own stance. She listens to other perspectives. To Francisco Gilguide, who has points of view that are often very challenging, even for a Muslim. And Noor has the intellectual courage, the intellectual honesty to face different ideas. But here we have Juan, a Catholic from Argentina, who doesn't have the slightest idea. A 15-year-old boy who likely learned about the conflict from TikTok pages that distort information, artificial intelligence, all that nonsense. And what's the big difference? Because Noor, I'm sure, Noor, you're not in favor of war or anything like that, but we agree that extremism, like ever, is not good. Extremism like that of the Iranian government is not good. On the other hand, we have Juan, who thinks the bad guys are from Paseo. It's the democratic country that was attacked one morning simply for being Jewish. And that's the narrative he defends, because he doesn't know about these topics. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to understanding why some people are against Israel and why others are not. No. First, greetings to Anibal. No offense, but Iran's government and military can't challenge Israel. In their dreams. I'm embarrassed this teenage neo-Nazi pseudo-humorist is Argentine. Yes, yes. Honestly, Mile must be ashamed to have a fellow countryman of that level. Thank you, Anibal, for taking part. Nur, thank you as well. I send you my regards. Thank you for participating, and I hope we can discuss more controversial topics. Polémicos en otra ocasión.
Of course, just one more thing. Al-Aqsa is in the sky, it's not in Jerusalem. And I want to tell all the Muslims who are here that our infallible Imams, the descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, in their narrations in our books, it is mentioned that Al-Aqsa is in the sky, not in Jerusalem. And don't keep repeating that fallacy, because that's how disputes have started over a place that is a holy city. Yes, but it's not one of the first for Islam, so there's no reason to be so insistent on wanting to keep Jerusalem. Because Al-Aqsa is in the sky, that's what the infallible Imams say. It's in our narration, so I'm sorry, no, you can't keep up with that lie. You can keep admiring Ammar al-Yatab and Abu Bakr,
who have betrayed the Prophet Muhammad,
who have martyred the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad. You can't keep up with all those lies. And Al-Aqsa is in the sky. It wasn't said by Nozik's neighbor's son.
Jem?
It was said by the descendants of the purified ones of the Prophet Muhammad. Al-Aqsa is in the sky. And I also saw another question here from a guy who said that Israel failed. What does it matter in what way Israel failed on October 7th? What matters here is that what happened should not have happened. Why? Because Muslims should have ethics, values, and they didn't have them when they did that and got involved in doing it. That was definitely because of the idea of genocide. That was definitely out of hatred for the Jews. And it can't be that a Muslim does that kind of thing. I came here to tell Muslims that it's monstrous, it's aberrant. Everything they've done is incongruent, since Muslim means to submit to God. And you who support that kind of brutality, aren't you submitting to God? And when the 12th Imam comes, you will have to answer to him. You will have to give an account to the 12th Imam who will be sent because of those brutalities you have committed. Well, I am from the Shia faction. A Muslim means to be obedient and to submit, but it never says to submit to Amin al-Josaini. And what are they doing? They are submitting to that man, to his thoughts, to his ideology of hate, to act based on that. So then where does that leave them? Where does that leave those who say they follow the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, the Sunnis?
May I ask a question then? Who would the Ayatollah be for you?
I'm not from the Usuli school, and many Shias, Twelvers, and others are not Usulis. I want to mention that the school that the Shias, Twelvers, and others follow has actually three schools, which is the Usuli. First, there are the Shias, Twelvers, and others. Then they form the Usuli school, where they start doing academic degrees like becoming a sheikh, studying things like kalam or theology, sheikh, Hujjat al-Islam, Ayatollah, Grand Ayatollah, who are the marjas like Khamenei and all of them. And they did that thing with the white turbans for those who are not descendants of the Prophet's family, and the black turbans for those who supposedly descend from that lineage that goes back to the Prophet's family, the Prophet. Okay, so can those with the black turbans have studied methodology, or could they have studied medicine, etc.? But in this case, I am not from the Usuli school, and many of us are not from the Usuli school, and the Marjas are not our authority. Khamenei is not our authority. We do not follow Khamenei. In fact, many of us are against him, and even among the Usulis themselves, they are against Khamenei and the way he acts. So it's not everyone. And I want to mention here that many who follow Khamenei are not even Muslims. Many who support Khamenei are not even Muslims. And many who support Khamenei are Sunnis. And many support Khamenei. Well, that's how it is. I mean, yes, because as you say, there are the protocols of the elders of Zion, and they already carried out a smear campaign against the Jews. So that's it, just because they support Khamenei. What's that government's future?
In your opinion?
Which one are you referring to? I think that many Iranians themselves are against that, and I believe it will end because they are against what Khamenei has done. There are many people, they say, who believe it's because Western culture infiltrated there. But why do they blame everything on Western governments? If people agreed, they wouldn't listen to other governments, but people are dissatisfied. Why? Because spirituality must have an intrinsic motivation, not force people to believe or do something. Because that's when you're going to create that resistance. They're going to create an aversion, and that's what's happening.
Wow, Nur, what you're saying is extremely revolutionary. I think voices like yours should be heard more. I'm sure we won't agree on many other topics, but I find it very interesting to hear this angle of Shia Islam, which isn't what you usually hear in the forums that make noise in, the media and all that. I really find it very interesting. I appreciate that you took part in speaking, and well, I wish you success, and I hope that inshallah on future occasions we can talk as well.
Yes, I know you already have limited time. But I also want to tell you that we Shias have different books from the Sunnis, and in the Shia books, there are no narrations of hatred towards Jews. There aren't any, okay? And if in the Quran there are some verses that say something about Jews that probably isn't very pleasant, but it also says the same about Muslims themselves, I mean about people in general. And it's not saying that all Jews, but how is that hatred towards Jews? They say, look, what it says is everyone, and that's not true. Because we know that there are Muslims who aren't good people. There are Catholics, there are Christians, there are Jews, there are all kinds, good and bad.
It doesn't matter if it says Jews should be killed, as it also says things about Muslims. No,
but it doesn't say they should be humiliated, or I don't know if you have. Yes,
sagirun, humiliate them so that they are humiliated.
No, but that must be the Zuni's book, because that's true. I want to tell you that in the Zuni's books is where it says there's a Quran. That's why you have the verse and the number.
I think it's 929 or something, but I don't remember. Well, I'm going to check it.
But I do want to tell you that in the Hamas Charter, there's a hadith where it says, a bad hadith, right? Where it says something about the tree and some stones and I don't know what else. I mean, that's in Sahih Bukhari or in Muslim, I'm not sure.
It's in several places.
But that's a hadith that's really bad. It's not in the Shia books. And I want to tell everyone that that's wrong. Why? Because they have taken care of it. The Sunni faction has made sure to follow Omar al-Yatab, Abu Bakr, the first caliph, who were traitors to the Prophet Muhammad. And they started to make a Sunni book from the Sunni faction. Up to now, if you want to visit the website, we made a map of the Sunni schools or Umayyad Shias. And that's where the Wahhabis and the Salafi jihadists come from. I don't know if we can say the word here. And Al-Aqsa and the Muslim Brotherhood, they created them. The Taliban come from a Sunni school. Okay, so I want to say that that's wrong and that we don't have the same narrations, not even very few narrations. Shias reference my work in Shia books even without any reason. Thank you.